we were shooting on a houseboat lake up in Toronto, and the director said, well, let's practice. Let's rehearse this scene one time. It's kind of complicated. We're sitting around, it's DMX or whatever. And Steve Seagal's like, I don't rehearse, man. And he goes, no, seriously, just for camera, will you let us rehearse? No, let's just shoot it. Let's shoot this. Oh, he goes, okay. So anyways, he starts, and Steve Seagal's like, well, I will tell you one thing. And he starts to get up. He goes, I'm going to kick all your asses. And he starts walking out towards what he thinks is a door, but it's not the right door. It's the door that goes into the ocean. Okay, I swear. And I'm going to say, oh my gosh, you're going to the wrong door. But then I know what's happening. So I'm like, holy shit, this is awesome. And he takes a step and he drops into the ocean, just out of frame. And you know, at the time he colored in his hair, he had about that much black, like magic marker kind of thing. He wouldn't wear a hairpiece, so he just painted in. And if you watch the movie up close, you could go, oh my God, there's like an inch of black stuff. And he's like kind of fat for a muscle guy. He's got very big wrists, so. And
Seagal's an idiot, in addition to everything else. And has no sense of humor, in addition to everything else.
Oh, Christ.
Great fit for the show.
So he literally does this. He says, I have an idea for a sketch.
Oh, dear.
Okay. Okay, so I'm a psychiatrist, and that's Victoria Jackson, comes in, and I'm her psychiatrist, and I hypnotize her, and I have sex with her. And then at the end, I tell her she's got to come back every week. so
Dude, that's a great sketch.
Yeah. And this is what I say. I say, so you want us to do the ugliest sketch that's ever been on television? and he says to me, you don't like any of my ideas. Okay, fine. I took it for Lauren. So,
yes.
2 weeks later, I think it was Nicolas Cage is on. Nicolas Cage does a monologue, and he had just been in Moonstruck, I think, and Honeymoon in Vegas. And in this monologue, he's going like, "Oh, it was great to be in Moonstruck because I got to see Cher's ass like every." And then doing Honeymoon in Vegas. I mean, I got this every morning. I get to see Sarah Jessica Parker's boobs, and then Lauren or Davey Wilson, the director, goes, Nicholas, could you? Lauren wants to talk to you. Could you come out to the well area? And he goes, remember that thing? He walks out, and Lauren's there, and goes, why are you talking about your co-star's, breasts and he goes, well, because it was just so great. And I go, Sofia Coppola is your cousin. If we had a host on and said, like, I was, on a set and with Sofia Coppola, and it was great because I got to look at her boobs and go, oh, man, you're right. Oh, God, you must think I'm the worst host who's ever hosted this show. And Lauren goes, no, that would be Steven Seagal. Okay. Seagal leans over to me and goes like, why did Lauren say that about me? That I was the worst host ever. Now, I freeze. I can't. I'm just going, and Leno, oh, yeah, it's, because you're such a big star. He had to pick a big star, Everyone knows it, and also, you're like a tough guy. You can beat anybody up, so that's the joke. He picked you because you're such a big star, and you could, kick his ass.
Smart.
And Seagal goes, oh. Yeah.
He's a fucking moron.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so he goes into one of those trailers, to meet with Steven Seagal, and he's on the set, and it's one of those big triple bangers where you go into this trailer and it's like you can get lost in there. It's a maze of pop-outs, It's like, which pop-out is Steven Seagal? And he's in the third bedroom to the left at the end of the hall.
Big star.
And he's waiting in there for 45 minutes. He's making him wait, sitting there by himself. Finally, Steven Seagal emerges from one of the other anterooms in the mobile home. And he comes out and he said, I just read the greatest script I've ever read in my life. He goes, really? Who wrote it? I did. Where I heard Steven Seagal had just met with the Dalai Lama. And apparently, if you give enough money to the Dalai Lama's charities, eventually you get something out of it.
Right.
And so the Dalai Lama made him a deity.
Wow.
A god. Some Tibetan Buddhist,
That must have really appealed to his ego.
Oh, yeah, I know. It must have. No, so anyway, he comes to the set after he makes you the Dalai Lama, and he comes, now he's a god. He comes to the set, now he was Steven Seagal, now he's Steven Seagal. Now he's Steven Seagal, the god, the deity from the Dalai Lama. Wow. And he comes to the set, and he's there, and Keenan says, so what? I just met with the Dalai Lama, and he, in his wisdom, decided to make me a deity. And he gives the quang karang the ding da dong whatever. And I feel a difference. I feel like an enlightenment, a sense of that I can do something now, and everything just seems to come into place for me spiritually in my career. And I feel like it's certain things now that never made sense to me make sense to me on a universal level. And his assistant comes up to him and says, hey, Steven, your ex-wife called. She can't bring the kids over this weekend. You tell that fucking cunt. If she doesn't get those kids over here, I'll break her fucking neck.
You shit on yourself story. No, this isn't to be the guy with the shit jokes. Steven Seagal, right? Steven Seagal. I'm doing another movie.
What
I
do you-
did.
What are you teaching Seagal how to do?
No, this is going to kill you. I promise you, it's going to kill you. So we're doing Ride Along 2. Cube accidentally punched one of the stunt guys
Right.
in the nose. Cube. Like,
Who's Q?
Ice Cube. Another. I gotta introduce you. He'll love it. He punches the stunt guy in the nose. Stunt guy's nose starts bleeding. Cube is apologetic. Yo, man, I'm so sorry. God, I'm sorry. He's like, no, man, it's okay. Like, at least you're nice. You know, like I know that it wasn't intentional. We've worked with people in the past that have been just dicks.
Right.
So he's like, who? I'm like, who else? He's like, well, Steven Seagal. You know, he used to really get shots in these scenes. So got to a point where we had to come to our boss, the stunt coordinator. We were like, hey man, Steven's really hitting us. Can you kind of tell him to
Sound like his wife. His wife said the same thing, didn't she?
He's like, can you tell Steve to relax a little bit? So Steven found out that one of the guys was like a black belt in judo, like a serious black belt. So Steven comes up to the guy. He's like, hey, put me in your best hold. I bet you I can get out of it. And he's like, I can't do that. You're my boss. I can't do that to you. He's like, put me in your best hold. He looks at his boss because Steven was being a dick. The guy said, go ahead, do it. Choke Steven. Puts him in a chokehold. Right? Steven's struggling. His feet squirming. He's searching for balance. He can't. It's like he's losing air a little bit, but you got to tap out when you don't want it anymore. So all you hear is all you hear is he taps out. He taps out and goes, good hold. And he beelines to the bathroom. He comes out. It smells like shit everywhere. The guy choked the shit out of Steven Seagal.
He was marked for death.
And literally all you heard was
How satisfying is that when the asshole on the set shits his pants?